I like it.
When you were in Sunday school, how were you pronouncing that name?
Which one is that?
Hezekiah, when you were in Sunday school.
I never pronounced it.
You avoided it.
You were never taught the story of Hezekiah.
Hezekiah.
Why are you running away from Hezekiah? And when he was about to die, and he prayed. And he prayed to God. And,
Hezekiah prayed.
Yes, and God granted him 15 more years. Oh, don't do that.
Conference in Bolgatanga, 60,000 professionals evade tax. Lawyers, accountants, doctors, politicians, they are all corporates. Ministry of Education officials dispatched to inspect Hojo Senior High School in the Volta region following Ghanaian Times publication. GFA sacks Akono, 2 assistants, 3-member committee formed, tasked to find replacement within 72 hours. Reverend Osu Bempa, 4 others remanded in police custody over death threats and assault. If you look at the back page of the paper, works on the 46 capacity bed polyclinic at Bogoso in the Pristia Honey Valley municipality in the Western region is said to be progressing steadily.
Well, let's get to the chronicle for this morning. The spear of the nation. Umkhonto wesizwe. Romans chapter 13, verse 7. Give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. Now the splash.
This one is on points.
I put it to you. You are flouting tax laws. President Akufo-Addo says lawyers are using their expertise to avoid paying taxes. Now, tax avoidance
It's not a crime.
is not a crime. Tax evasion is.
But I think the president was talking about tax evasion.
Looks like yes,
Yeah,
yes,
not
yes,
avoidance.
yes. I mean, so the president actually talked about how GRE is going to go after these persons.
Yeah.
And so if you are a lawyer and you're not paying your taxes and you should be paying taxes and you haven't paid, well, the president says the Ghana Revenue Authority will be coming after you. They should have been doing this long ago.
I have an issue. I mean, these are lawyers, right? So
Yes.
if they're doing the wrong things, why aren't we punishing them? Why are we announcing and
Well, we don't know if they're...
telling them we'll come after you?
Well,
Go after them.
it becomes wrong when the court says you have done the wrong thing. Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, but write to them, and if you, if the Ghana Revenue Authority is, believes that they should be paying tax and they haven't paid, and I think they should pay taxes. You'll get them to pay the taxes. Prove to them why they should pay the taxes, and they should be paying.
You know, it's interesting. This is their theme for the conference.
Yes.
And they're actually not paying.
Well, not all of them, but
No, I
clearly,
know.
yes.
Some of them
I
do pay.
know.
Some of them do pay. But so you see, it is the lawyers realizing that they have a role to play when it comes to mobilizing revenue. And the president talks about how our tax to GDP is 14%. Now that is below the sub-regional average of 18%.
Yeah.
In the OECD countries, it's 34%. And so you see, we're actually not doing well
At all.
at all. Now, when you say there's money in Ghana, you just don't say there's money in Ghana and walk away. You say there's money in Ghana because you can get taxes from people. Irrespective of saying that we're moving away from taxation to production, production would lead to more revenue, and more revenue will lead to the payment of taxes. So that's the whole idea of ensuring that people are incentivized to produce more, and then when they produce more, they get to spend more, and when they're spending more, you get more.
But I think our whole revenue collection system has functioned without factoring in one simple law of human nature, that people will do whatever they can get away with. That's just how it is. So, as we always keep saying, if the same people who are, evading tax in Ghana were operating in another country, they would pay tax. But in Ghana, you can get away with it. That's why they do it. It's just, it becomes illogical not to do the thing you can get away with it when you can, when you will benefit from doing it. So we need to factor in the fact that our system allows people to operate for such a long time without bringing them to book when they are not paying taxes, and that's why they do it.
Well, let's continue. Court remands Owusu Bempah into police custody. Is also here after going ahead to threaten Nana Grada. He was arraigned before court yesterday, and the circuit court remanded him in police custody for 7 days. And so that's what the Chronicle talks about. Akufo-Addo Mahama console. Bawumia is also on the front page of the Chronicle. So you know that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia lost his mom yesterday.
Yes, our thoughts are with him and
yes,
his family
exactly.
at this time.
And Swam Aduejiri welcomes Emmanuel Owusu's MC nomination. I'm sure you've seen the report making rounds that the committee recommended his nomination. Now, that's a report by the committee that went round. The committee is to recommend, and the president has a right to accept it or not. And so, as we speak, yes, the president has accepted that of Sefia Kontombra, Yosanamwa, by announcing it there. He was also recommended by the committee. But the others, I don't know what would happen. Let's wait and see.
Let's do the Daily Guide on the front page. Owusu Bempah caged over Agrada. Bawumia loses mom. Beposo killer driver walking free. Freeze in quotes. Pay your taxes. That's attributed to the president. If you look at the back page, you want to say something?
I was just going to say, I suppose by the time these papers went to press, the fact that Owusu Bempah has been rushed to hospital allegedly it was too late for them to put that in the papers. But apparently he's been rushed to hospital before even his first night under lockup. So That's the latest. It's interesting, though. There's a video making the rounds of some sermon he preached, where he talked about, if you grease the palm of the authorities, then, even if you commit a crime, you could avoid Nsawam, or you could avoid prison, essentially. That was an interesting one.
All right, so it's the GFA sacking Akono story. It's also on the back page of the Daily Guide newspaper. New coach expected in 72 hours. And there are some other stories of interest. You can grab the paper.
Well, the Daily Graphic for this morning: protecting democracy, internal vigilance enhanced. President declares, still from the Bar Conference. CK Akono sacked. It's also on the front page here. It was coming. It was coming.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Student delivers while writing WASI. And
Wow.
So, yeah.
It's going to be a very intelligent child.
She did well by not giving up.
So we're told that, a female final year student of the Gushegu Senior High School in the Northern Region delivered a baby boy yesterday morning while writing English language paper in the ongoing West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination. Now, the boarding student went into labor while seated and writing the paper. However, before she could be rushed to the hospital, she delivered in an office in the administration block where she had been sent while the authorities organized to take her to hospital. And she's the second student to have delivered in the school in the course of the ongoing.
That's an incredible story.
Congratulations to
Congratulations
her,
to her,
mother and
yeah.
baby.
Yes.
We hope they're both well. And and like Mama V was saying, kudos to her for not giving up. And
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's very important. She went to school. I remember my mother having to get pregnant in her final year in school, and after delivery she went back to school to complete. So in those days, if you were pregnant, you couldn't continue. But today, people are doing that. So it's good. And threat to kill Agrada, Reverend Owusu Bempa, 4 others caged, and businessman in trouble over 1 million gold scam. And Kumasi Central Market finally pulled down. Government resettles residents around Tamini Irrigation Dam.
Let's do the Business and Financial Times on the front page. Let's make tax payment a habit. That's a call by the president. Pension funds share of equities market dips. 289,000 jobs created so far by 106 one district, one factory firms, according to the Trade Ministry. GTA targets 10,000 beneficiaries under Ghana Cares Skills Project. If you turn your attention to the back page, book on the life and times of General Champong out on September 23. Zenith Bank donates to Ministry of Youth and Sports.
You know this bit about pay your taxes. A lot of people giving the chance they won't pay taxes.
That's the point I'm making.
A lot of people given the chance they won't pay taxes.
That's the point.
So
Yeah.
the reason why sometimes government incentivizes people, it says make this payment and then I would give you this rebate, is to get you to be paying. So when you make it, then it means, oh, okay, you've paid your taxes, then they would incentivize you. And the reason why government also sometimes reduces it is because when they reduce it and you pay, you plow amount that was taken or back into your business, it would generate more, then you get to pay more. So people would think, okay, the tax has been reduced. So if previously I would pretend that I would avoid payment of taxes by creatively accounting, now I would declare it and go and pay because after all it's been reduced. These are all ways of going about it.
Yeah, but you see, these are only options we can put in place because we don't have a system that would automatically make them pay the tax or that would penalize them for not paying it. You see, and that's the reason why Dr. Baumia's digitization agenda is a lifeline for this country. Okay, it must work. Like so many of the projects that we've seen governments embark on with the aim of making, it easier to identify Ghanaians, to locate Ghanaians, and to make them account for their actions. This thing, and it's not just that, it coupled with the National Identification Authority's work, coupled with the work of, what are they doing, the digital address system.
Yes.
All these things have to work together so that you can find people. You can sit at your desk and see who's paying tax and who's not.
But the funny thing is this, Kojo. You had Donald Trump make the point the last time in the U.S. that he's done nothing wrong. He's only taking advantage of the law. You can always...
But that's legal.
Yes, that's what I'm
Avoiding
saying.
tax
No,
is legal.
I'm saying, no.
Yeah, that one is
So
legal.
I talked about tax avoidance. I mean, that also, when government incentivizes, is only a way of getting people, because people find a very nice way. So when I talk about creative accounting, it's a nice way of avoiding tax.
Well, as long as you do
But
it,
if you have-
you do it legally.
You can do
Yes.
that.
If you can identify 60,000 professionals in this country who are evading tax,
Then you know who
how
they
many
are.
of them exactly? Why haven't we set some examples?
Good. The president says the GR will be going after them, even though would have preferred a situation where, but it to be forewarned is to be forearmed, isn't it? Now they should do the right thing. The new crusading guide Owusu Bempah caged over assault. Kwesi Pratt commends Lands Minister for bold initiatives. And Bawumia committed to creating technology entrepreneurs through digitization. That's according to Razak Kojopoku.
The Daily Statesman newspaper for me on rabies outbreak. West Municipality tops reported cases. No way for anti-democrats. Akufo-Addo warns. Pay your taxes regularly. President urges citizenry. And $120 million Greater Kumasi Area Sanitation Project starts next month.
Is that it for the papers?
Nope. The finder this morning, court remands Owusu Bempah and 4 others. GFA sacks CK Akono and 2 deputies. Shops for new coach. Tributes pour in for Dr. Bawumia's mother. Make paying taxes a habit, President admonishes Ghanaians. And disallow and surcharge irregular expenses. Occupy Ghana charges Auditor General. That's one thing that has been missing in his, in this year's audit report.
Okay.
But the Economic Times says Moody's predicts slower pace of consolidation with debt burden above 80%.
The online review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
Now, Goyle higher grade fuels have been tried, tested, proven, and accepted over the years as most suitable for all engine types, including the latest vehicles with the most modern engines. In addition to these superior qualities, Goyle higher grade fuels are further fortified with the XP3 additive multifunctional enhancer, more efficient, eco-friendly, and sold at no extra cost. Goyle higher grade fuels come in Goyle Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP, sold in every Goyle station and not just selected stations. So fill up with Goyle higher grade fuels at Jibebia. Goyle Good Energy.
And time now for the BBC News.
Just a moment. First, judge erred in ruling on Rastafarian student at Chimota School. AG tells appeals court. That's our top story on myjoyonline.com. Go there for more. BBC News Now, brought to us by
Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Sefi Brothers.
Discover a world of taste sensations. Whether it's cheesy pizzas, fresh tilapia and banku, yam and pork, or wachi, the choice is yours. Enjoy your favorite or try something new. It's the Ghana Food Festival, so this September, you can enjoy a month-long celebration of food from a range of restaurants, all for 5% off when you use your MasterCard to pay. Visit www.globalaccelerx.com.gh/campaigns to find out more. Terms and conditions apply. MasterCard. Start something priceless.
I nearly gave up on driving out of frustration. What hadn't I done? Purging, replacing electrical parts, changing my fuel pump, and still the engine noise in my car won't stop. Then I met this guy who said I should try Goyle Fuel. By the way, my name is Thomas. I did try Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Now my car is renewed. Yankonkwa!
Goyle stocks only higher grade fuels, further enriched with XP3 multifunctional enhancer, more efficient, eco-friendly, and at no extra cost. Available at every Goyle station. Ajibebia. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP. Higher grade fuels, excellent for modern engines and all vehicles. Goyle, good energy. Yeah, yeah, dear.
Just as you carry your favorite club, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, close to your heart, the club also brings ultimate care for you, your family, and your property through Fabu Assure. Fabu Assure, powered by Star Assurance, provides ultimate cover for your vehicle, either through comprehensive or third-party cover. Protection for your home against fire, natural disasters, or burglary under homeowners policy, and peace of mind with the travel policy. Support your champion team and also enjoy reliable insurance cover from Star Assurance through Fabu Assure. Check with your circles and sign up for a policy or call 0507 03 9891. Asante Kotoko, Kumapima, Apimbeba. Star Assurance, your solid partner.
If you don't top
up airtime for your woman. Someone else will. Look sharp. Use CPay to top up airtime before it is too late.
Shine your eye.
The man who buys Kenke on credit for his girlfriend will one day know the feeling of shito in his eye.
Shine your eye.
It is only a CPay credit alert that can make you start making plans at 1 a.m.
Dial *270# now to register for your CPay mobile money wallet. Receive money from friends and family abroad. Send money to any local network from your CPay mobile money wallet. Top up airtime, pay utility bills, and so much more. And you can cash out at any EcoBank, UBA, APSA, Access Bank, First Atlantic Bank, Progress Savings and Loans, CBG, Omnibusic Bank, GCB, Prudential Bank, ARB Apex Bank, and over 150,000 mobile money agents nationwide. CPay. Shine your eye.
Wow, Wolo. Jumia day for you and Kasa. Listen to Kwabena. I buy all my groceries from Jumia. Esi.
I enjoy the weekend with Jumia Party.
If you tell me something.
For me, home care and kitchen deals are good for me on Jumia.
Alaji, you say waiting.
For me, I do a shaman. I enjoy free delivery with Jumia Prime. One can see the
Jumia Day just for you. Every day, get best deals on Jumia and save sa. From groceries to home care, phones, beauty, fashion, and many more. Download the Jumia app to discover more. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
I'm serious. The same got to moon, I'm a sissy. Me could be a bar, me ba. Na me na se can ya ma conta. Cause we are simo be show be. Timmy do my den, I'm a tipe. Aba you met so many chinipi. It's a dick a craving me money me.
Joy 99.7 FM.
One corner, one Ghana. So what's ya see I am. I ran to my bro, me young Kamada. But music, I'm a them no ama. I'm a them no ama. Tell me, Bana Kamani. Tell me, Bana Kamani. I get to give me the survey. I get to get in the survey. Tell me, Bana Kamani. Tell me, Bana Kamani. I get to get it, come in the survey. Get it, come in the survey.
Praise the Lord, hallelujah in the high. Joy 99.7 FM.
Coming up after the news, it's People Fixing the World. In the early days of the coronavirus pandemic, the government in England started a remarkable project. They tried to find everyone who was living on the streets and offer them somewhere to live. With all the hotels empty because of the lockdown, there was a simple solution right at hand.
And I remember driving down the tram lines on Corporation Street and I spotted Simon and a couple of other lads that I know really well. And I just said, right, come on, I'm going to get you into a nice hotel, get in the van. And at first they were saying, no, we're not coming. So I had to show them pictures of the hotel to make sure that they knew it was nice.
The project was called Everyone In. But getting everyone in was just the start.
Whilst we had people off the streets, we had a window of opportunity to work with people.
Well, I wake up in the morning and, I look forward to the day now I never used to do.
How to run a hotel for homeless people. Coming up on People Fixing the World after the BBC News.
Hello, I'm Debbie Russ with the BBC News. A global survey has highlighted huge levels of anxiety about climate change among young people. More than half of all respondents said humanity was doomed. So will that spur politicians into greater action? Here's our environment correspondent, Roger Harrabin.
Historically, what's tended to happen is that young people are very concerned about climate change and then they find themselves in a conventional job needing to put food on the table, and those ambitions tend often to take over. But I've been reporting on this for 35 years and I think it's fair to say that global concern about climate change has risen to a peak, especially as now people can feel climate change for themselves. Before it was abstract, now people see 3 inches of rain in New York within an hour. They see record temperatures broken worldwide. They see Siberia in flames, and they know now that climate change is already upon us.
President Biden's envoy for North Korea has said the door remains open for talks a day after Pyongyang said it had successfully test-fired a new long-range cruise missile. Sung King said he wanted to make clear that the US had no hostile intent towards the North. The president of Syria, Bashar al-Assad, has held talks with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, in Moscow. Russia's intervention has been vital for Mr. Assad during the civil war. Steve Rosenberg reports from Moscow.
President Putin told President Assad that terrorists in Syria had sustained considerable damage, thanks to the joint efforts of Moscow and Damascus. The Syrian government, he said, was now in control of 90% of the country's territory. The Kremlin leader criticised the presence in some parts of Syria of foreign troops. President Assad thanked Moscow for delivering humanitarian aid to his country and for its efforts to halt the spread of terrorism. Moscow and Damascus are close allies. It was Russia's military operation in Syria that helped to keep President Assad in power.
The British Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab, has been urged to block the appointment of Rwanda's new High Commissioner to London. The envoy, Johnston Busingye, is accused of involvement in the detention of a prominent critic of the Rwandan government. Here's our diplomatic correspondent, James Landale.
Before Johnston Busingye becomes Rwanda's man in London, his diplomatic credentials must be accepted by the Foreign Office. And the Lantos Foundation, a human rights body in America, says that shouldn't happen. It says the former Justice Minister played a role in the detention of Paul Rusesabagina. The former hotel manager saved hundreds of lives during the 1994 genocide. He's now a critic of the government and was in exile. But he was tricked into returning to Kigali last year, where he was charged with terrorism offences. The Rwandan government said Mr. Rusesabagina's arrest complied with international law.
BBC News. President Biden has thrown his support behind Gavin Newsom on the eve of a Republican-backed vote on whether to remove the California governor from office. At a rally, Mr. Biden described Mr. Newsom as one of the best governors in the United States, especially on tackling the pandemic. Mr. Newsom's leading Republican opponent is the conservative talk show host Larry Elder, who Mr. Biden described as a Trump clone. The deposed civilian leader of Myanmar, Aung San Suu Kyi, has appeared in court for the first time in 2 months on charges brought against her by the military junta. The military accuse her of the illegal possession of walkie-talkies and unspecified national security breaches, all of which are denied by her legal team. Ms Suu Kyi has been under house arrest since the February coup in Myanmar. The Chinese property giant Evergrande has acknowledged that it's under tremendous pressure as its massive debt fuels speculation about its future. The company blamed negative media reports for slow sales in September. Evergrande's troubles have caused concern for the wider Chinese economy. Scientists in Australia and Korea say they've developed microscopic lasers which have a multitude of potential uses from surgical to military. Writing in the journal Nature Communications, they say the technology uses laser light instead of electronics, an approach called photonics. Phil Mercer reports from Sydney.
A team at the Australian National University has said its so-called nano lasers promise to be even more powerful than conventional